All right, so Esper Reanimator. For people who are new to Magic and not familiar with the jargon, Reanimator in the Magic the Gathering context refers to a deck that is looking to put expensive creatures into play ahead of curve by cheating them into play from the graveyard. So the way in which we get things into play from the graveyard is using cards like Bond of Revival or Concoct here to get a creature that we've discarded with Tomebound Lich or Chart a Course or milled with Discovery here to get it into play a little bit sooner. The Bond of Revival notably also returns the creature with haste, so that alongside Drakuseth here allows it to attack and trigger the turn it comes into play. Yes, Woo Duel can be used as a form of online gambling. They also have a free currency that you get some coins in just for signing up on the site. And they have daily tournaments and monthly giveaways on top of that you don't have to put money into the system to participate in. So you can use it as a platform just to kind of free to play on it without putting dollar dues in, but you do have the option to put dollar dues into it and then use it in a Magic Online sort of way. Seems a little bit slow for our opponents playing something aggressive, but if they are playing something aggressive, Tomebound Lich here has Death Touch and Lifelink, so it can block a little bit, which is nice. Can you take money into real money? Let me ask the rep what the cash out options are. I'm 99% sure you can cash it out into real money just like any other platform similar to this, but I'm gonna ask about the details here. Main deck Duress, yep. So long Teferi, hardly knew ya. Drakuseth is a great draw. One of the nice things about the Agent of Treacheries in this deck is they're kind of a bomb that you don't mind cheating into play, but you can also just cast it because we have blue mana, obviously, and you're going to make 7 land drops. Opponent, some magic is happening on the opponent's side of the table. Well then. Well, if they don't go land Thought Erasure, if they just attach Curious Obsession, concocting back Drakuseth next turn should be good. I would not be super surprised to get Thought Erasure here, though. Yeah. Nice, like Amash. Yeah, I had a lot of other people say that the Aristocrats deck was good for them in that. So we had 2 shots to draw another reanimation spell here. Perfect. This is my 7/7. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Warder, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I'm just hoping 30 to 50 hoglands can't reanimate a few dragons today. Yep. I did this post-combat. So we drew Bond of Revival off the trigger from Tomebound Lich. For those not following why this didn't attack. I played against the Boros Feather deck. They ran Electrostatic Field. Seemed like a good addition. See, I don't think that sounds like a good addition, Dannon. Because if you look at the Boros Feather deck, the Feather deck as a whole, it doesn't actually have that many instants and sorceries in it. And if you have a creature, you want it to be good on its own, and you don't want it to need other instant sorceries to make it better. Don't target the Siren with the Dragon ability. Why? Can you explain why you think I shouldn't do that? Because there's no reason not to. Redbeard, thanks for your 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. My kids are quietly enjoying Modern while threatened by 30 to 50 Hogox. Alright, so they're playing like some kind of mono blue-esque thing. Duress seems okay here. Cry seems okay. Random removal and sweepers seems good. If the Siren sacked to counter, it would counter the whole dragon ability, right? Yeah, but if I don't kill the Siren, it gets to block my 7/7. So why would I want to let it block my 7/7? So if they want to sack it to stop the 4 damage going to their dome, sure, I hit them with the 7/7 still. It's possible I want Narset in my deck just to stop their Curious Obsessions from happening. What do I actually want to trim here? Teferi's actually probably just good enough. I think I probably want to trim some of my top end. This is definitely the better reanimate spell by a lot, and hard casting this doesn't sound particularly good. Alright, let's try this. Going down to just 3 things to reanimate though seems potentially a little bit low. I would be very surprised if the archetype based around spending a lot of resources to cheat something into play is genuinely good in a format with Teferi. Teferi. 3-mana Teferi is very good against reanimating things. He just bounces them back to your hand. Now, with the one that gives haste, we at least get 1 attack in, but if that attack doesn't kill them, it really doesn't accomplish a whole lot a lot of the time. We've had enough standard events at this point that I would be kind of surprised if anything too drastically different than the decks that we've already seen post a few results pop up. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assessment, Stealth Hobo. When you think about in proportion what the payoff these Reanimator decks are getting compared to what the ramp decks are able to just accomplish, the ramp decks are doing something similar whilst being a little bit more consistent, I think, a lot of the time. The ramp decks also have the upside of being able to just recast their fatty when Teferi bounces it, because they cast it the first time. That's a pretty big deal. Maybe I'm just supposed... It might be right to pass here and just mortify this on their turn. It's gonna be like a Lookout's Dispersal. And like, giving them the opportunity to use their mana here doesn't feel good. Whereas, like, if I pass, I still get to use my mana because I have an instant, and then they don't get to use their mana on my turn, which would have been nice. So it might have been wrong to just jam Tomebound there. Hey, Steamy Sash Me, thank you for re-upping that Prime sub. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday wherever you are. As you will. So this doesn't target, but Dive Down still beats it because it gives it +3 toughness. And Spell Pierce beats it either way. Yeah, because they're choked on blue mana here, I definitely should have cast Mortify the turn prior, I think. Because every turn this is hitting them and drawing a card, so like, every turn when we're 1-for-1ing here, that's an exchange that's favorable for my opponent, because my opponent's drawing 2 cards per turn, so as long as they're just trading 1-for-1, they're getting ahead every turn because they're accumulating extra resource and we're not, because we don't have any sustained source of card advantage going. So now I'm going to do what I should have probably done on turn 3. You'll notice I clicked here to put a stop. So Mortify is an instant, so I can play it on their turn. So the reason why I want to do this on their turn during their upkeep, as opposed to on my turn, is because this way, their mana untaps the start of their turn. So if they want to counter this, they'll have to use their mana on their next turn cycle as opposed to this current turn cycle. It also gives them the opportunity to do this, which is tap out for another threat, and now I get to mortify this in response cleanly while they don't have any mana up to respond. This is a little bit less scary, because even if they have another Curious Obsession here to slot onto this, this unit doesn't have flying. So I'll be able to block with Tomebound Lich on the ground, which is nice. Thought Erasure, sure. So I assume we're going to lose a Lich, and the next turn we'll play a Lich and ditch the Drakuseth. We're looking to pick up one of our cards that puts this into play from the discard pile. Really? We're taking Charticors. Okay. I guess they don't care about these trading or the stonewalling this. So, we're definitely ditching the dragon here because we can't actually cast this card for mana because we don't have any red lands in our deck. We're just looking to cheat this into play with the Bond of Revival. I would like to block if you would like to attack. Hey, Skyzos run the world. Thank you for re-upping that Prime support for the 2nd month in a row. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Show me all secrets. It's like double casting threats in response here? Nope. It's a pretty good one. I'll leave Kaya's Wrath there, I think, actually. I think there's a chance this Kaya's Wrath will bait a counterspell out of them. And if we can have this eat a counterspell, Bond of Revival is more likely to resolve. Because I would definitely rather Bond resolve than Kaya's Wrath resolve. Maybe they'll do something aggressive here and tap out. Sure. It's pretty far from tapping out. Secret Muffin coming in for the 14th month. Thank you for the continued support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hopefully it gets better after rotation. I mean, this card is never not going to be legal while 3-mana Teferi's legal. So, I think that's a big part of why this card kind of struggles in the format. Yeah, I think this card's super powerful. Very, very reasonable. Yeah, it's also not good against Narset. This is very true. Bye, friends. If this resolves, this should be home free to resolve. If they have a counterspell, this is not going to resolve, so let's see. Well, that bodes well for the home team. Now their Cutthroat's a little annoying, but unless they draw a land or a counterspell for this turn, brutal. Brutal. I mean, double blue isn't really relevant here, Striker. They're not playing Wizard's Retort like mono blue. They're playing Lookout's Dispersal and Negates. So double blue versus blue black isn't really meaningfully different. Tomebound Lich does do a nice job of filtering through these extra lands, helping us find spells, which is nice. Teferi Time Raveler sounds excellent here. They'll lock our opponent into playing on their own turn. Makes their flash creature and their counter spells much, much worse. Raid. Is the opponent on Pirates? Yeah, it seems like it. They're playing Lookout's Dispersal. Modern, a Dumpster Friday. The second deck we played was very bad. It was playing a lot of individually weak cards. You know, I'm going to go ahead and just attack them here so I can get my loot on. Like, they're hitting me for 2 on the backswing, but I'm gaining 1 and it lets me loot through this, so that's ideal. Every time this hits them, I get to draw a card and discard a card. Yeah, the Urza deck was sweet. I'm going to play this land out since it scries. Although I guess the scry doesn't really matter if they're just going to Field of Ruinous here. Yeah, I guess that didn't really matter. You tried the Sultai version of this deck. The inclusion Tamiyo makes the combo a lot more consistent. Yeah, we've played basically every iteration of Reanimator in Standard. They've all been pretty lackluster from my experience. It's actually our first time playing Esper, which is why I accepted this one. But again, like, the payoff you're getting for playing... The payoff you're getting for playing these Reanimator-style decks just doesn't feel particularly strong. And didn't tune out of this. Bond of Revival is probably our best draw, he says as he pulls it off the top. Ba-bee! Easy game, easy life. Nice Vraska's Contempt. Nice Vraska's Contempt. Thunk. Love tap, baby, love tap. Pain's Privilege. I'm looking forward to your videos on YouTube. It gives me something to do on my 6-month vacation to the desert. Thank you for the 2/3 of your support. Stay safe over there. They cast the Vraska's Contempt during my upkeep to get the counter on their thing. And, like, I understand they wanted to do it during my upkeep because they didn't want to give me a chance to draw a counter spell, but they exposed themselves to the worst case scenario there of me drawing the Reanimate spell to kill them with the Drakuseth. So, opponent elected to play around a counter spell and then got punished when we drew a Reanimate spell instead. Do you think Reanimator needs better payoffs or better non-payoff cards? I think it needs better payoff cards in proportion to the other things that are going on in the format. I think not only does 3-mana Teferi make your current payoffs not be payoffs a lot of the time in a lot of matchups, but if you just like look at what this deck is doing in comparison to the ramp decks in the format, the ramp decks are doing honestly better big things a lot of the time, and they're more consistent in the way that they do it. Well, that's a tilt. Yeah, historically speaking, in order for a Reanimator to really see play in stage of the... Oh, Tilt Erasure. Oh, Tilt Erasure. Magic is an incredibly low variance game, chat. Nothing like gambling. When someone asked earlier if the Woo Duels is online gambling, it's like, well, yeah, but like almost all of Magic is online gambling. This is just giving you a different avenue to do it through.
Our fiends thirst for life. This is hardly my worst feat.
All right, so I think I just start with this. I guess this gives me the best chance to casting this first. Gives me the best chance to Drakuseth for next turn. No, I think we just dig deep for Drakuseth here. And like when we miss, I ditch this Agent of Treachery and I get to put him into play next turn. Like next turn I get to go land and then I can Surveil 3. So we're taking 9 here, down to 7. Wow, that seems like a pretty big miss not pumping that up. There's really no reason for me to give this haste, right? Yep. Do I just take their Sorin? Is it crazy to take their Sorin? Chump block. I chump block, I take 6. I die to a removal spell if I do that. Moniz, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm gonna take the knight. I think taking the knight's the conservative play here. That's unfortunate. Huh? So do I Kaya's Wrath here? Yeah, probably just Kaya's Wrath, right? Let's start by attempting this attack. I guess that attack means I gain 1 less life. That attack means I gain 1 less life. Thanks for keeping me around, Johnny. Feels like stabilizing.
This is but a taste of my power.
Feels good, man. Alright, so we've got Devout Decree gets to come in. Noxious Grasp gets to come in. Cry, Kaya's Wrath, Mortify. Yeah, Agent taking any kind of permanent is a big deal. I agree. I feel like that last game was a good example of Thought Erasure probably not being good enough. I think I'd rather just have cards that play to the board in a matchup like this. I probably want to trim Teferi Time Raveler here. Is that a reasonable trim? He's a little bit of tempo, but he's a little bit expensive as well. And he's going to get attacked down a lot of the time after he bounces something. I think I might just go down to 1 of him. This seems fine. Maybe I split the difference, go like 2 Discovery, 2 Time Raveler. Discovery digging for a sweeper, though, seems important. Let's give this a try. Seems okay. We're looking for a Drakuseth, so that way we can get him into the bin. Hey, what's going on, Vile? Happy birthday. Look at that. Just like we drew it up, chat. Just like we drew it up. This deck's great. Let's play turn 5 Drakuseth every game. I just want to get rid of this one. Would really like a removal spell next turn. If we miss on a removal spell, we can play Tomebound Lich and a tapped land. We're gonna take 4 on this combat step, which then pumps up their knight. The turn 5 Drakuseth might be too slow on the draw here. Kaya's Wrath? Kaya's Wrath? Papi! Magic's a really tough game, chat. Very skill intensive, low variance, nothing like gambling. Blood calls for your soul. So we are dead to another Sorin here. Because this is attacking for 4. So 4, 3, 3. So we're dead. We're dead to second Sorin. The fact, it's very possible that I should have kept that Glacial Fortress that I bought him, so I could have had a 5th land that didn't hurt me. This is not lethal though, right? Yeah, this puts me to 2. Hey, Brady K, thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a wonderful August wherever you are. Happy Tuesday. Mapai, thanks for the 3rd of the year support. right? We're kind of doing the thing. We're doing the thing. When your Drakuseth doesn't get bounced by Teferis, pretty good. Feel like we've had a good showing of why having some of the more controlling elements in this deck feels good. We've played a lot of different Esper variations, but we played a lot of different Reanimator variations, but this is our first time playing an Esper one, and having access to Kaya's Wrath to just have a control element in the deck feels like something that's very reasonable. Glad we are on the play here against the turn 1 Diagonal Goblin. Do I typically stand for my streams? I split my time sitting and standing. So I have a desk that goes up and down. Yikes! Oh no! Oh no! Unseen user with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much for that. There's a lot of great people you can send that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it my way this month. Teferi's a really good draw here. He's gonna hopefully buy us the time we need to get this Drakuseth back out of the bin.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Yeah, so Reanimator refers to, there's a magic card called Reanimate in one of Magic's older sets that just puts a creature from a graveyard back into play. So I'm going to take their Mayhem Devil here, and then we're going to hope they don't draw another creature, because if they draw another creature, they can actually hold up the Priest of the Forgotten Gods activation. Agent of Treachery is a good pickup here, because it means if they draw a creature and we draw a land, we'll be able to just get that one back instead. Yep. So, looking to draw an untapped land here. Concoct. Connive. That's a good one. I would like this one, please. Red-Black Aristocrats is very powerful. So, my opponent actually making a small mistake here. They could have, this says any number of target players, so they could have targeted themselves with this priest activation and sacrificed the priest to deny it coming over to my side of the board. So perhaps a small misstep on their part there. I still have my same old one. It's on my to-do list to start doing research for a new one this week, because my father is coming down Saturday to figure out what we're doing with my studio space. They have Field of Ruin in their Aristocrats deck. That's, it's a bold decision. My current desk is an Uplift desk, and I would not recommend them in the slightest. It is good with Mayhem Devil, that's true. The mana base in the Black-Red Aristocrats deck in general can be a little bit shaky though, so I think it's a little ambitious to include colorless lands. Yeah, I have an anti-fatigue mat, which is definitely worth the dollars. I think I'm just gonna take Thought Erasure out again here. I'd much rather prefer to just have cards that play to the board, I think. Green Light Years, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, the Uplift desk that I have was just one of the cheapest ones on the market, and the electronics in it within like 8 months of me owning it, I'll like push the button to go to one of the presets and it'll like stop halfway going up and start going back down if I don't hit it again really quickly. Max owns the world. Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, when it does what the preset tells it to do, it's been fine. but I think I might look into some corner units too. I need to figure out exactly how I want to lay out my new space once we know what it's going to look like. Seems fine. We are still doing the thing. We are 2-0 so far in this set with this deck. We are up a game in this match. Teddy, thank you for the 4 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I'm just bidding Connive here. That's unfortunate. I assume we're losing Kaya's Wrath here. Discard the land that hurts us when it comes into play untapped. Wonderful to see them bin the knights here. No, huh? Huh? I'm gonna bottom that. I don't think I have time to fart around with that. I think I just like need another Kaya's Wrath or a Cry or a Drakuseth. And we're dead. I'm gonna let them do their thing. But I think Black-Red Aristocrats is great against Scapeshift. I guess if we hit a Kaya's Wrath here, we could still potentially be okay. We're going to 12. Kaya's Wrath would deal us 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got one shot at a Kaya's Wrath here. Swing and a miss. I'm happy with how I sideboarded there. Their Duresses just took one of our key cards there, and nothing ever really came together after we got our hand picked apart a little bit. I don't know, like, this hand is fine if we don't get Duressed, and like, if we do get Duressed, mulliganing to a better hand probably doesn't help us anyways, just because Duress is gonna pick apart a better hand. Like, you don't make your hand better against Duress by mulliganing almost most of the time. That's not good strategy. This is definitely one of their, Chandra's one of their better cards to have against sweepers, that's for sure. Howdy, Mulv. Sultai Flash is a sweet one. I definitely think the black cards are good in that archetype. Give you the ability to interact with the board more profitably is important. They're so cute. Chandra's like an unkillable war boss against creature decks. Yeah, it's a good comparison. All right, so that being, oh, oops, clicked on the wrong thing there. Flexed with an Agent of Treachery by mistake. That's what I intended to do. I intended to flex. That was my goal.
Training is so hard.
Bye, friends. So we're gonna take 2 off of this Firebrand. Their old board's gonna go away. We're gonna be at 10 and we're gonna have a Kefnet, so that's nice. The animations that they added to Cry and Lava Coil are so fantastic. It's the little things, chat. It's the little things.
Anyone need a match? No. Your fire spreads fast. With help. Now things are getting heated.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, should we try and high roll a Concoct? I kind of like that. Let's do it. Never lucky. That being said, I get to chart a course here. I get to set up my my Kefnet for next turn. I think I want a 1 mana chart a course that's free. Sign me up. Probably leave the devoted there just in case. The old 5 mana scry 3. The King of Space. Thank you for the 2-1-3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So feeling pretty okay here. I think that's okay to leave on top of my deck. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack for 4 here. This might be a little bit too aggressive. I don't really want to discard when I draw with this, though. Might be right just because I have the second Kefnet, so maybe I am just supposed to hold this back. Commander Bun Bun, thank you for the 6 months of support. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I'm just gonna grab the Firebrand because it's a form of reach here. Let's just try and race them in the air. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Aaron, thank you for the 40 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for keeping me around. Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. All right, well, they're dead to known information. It is pretty unlucky that we don't have enough red mana to cast Drakuseth, I agree. Pretty unlucky. Namichill, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub in the 40 for 43 months at that. It's a long time. Thanks for keeping me around. They're dead on board to combat. That's not true, right? They have this thing. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for hanging out here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic and other strategy games 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy Constructed Best of 3, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks every day, and we change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours, so you get a lot of variety in the stream. All those decks in the stream title are things we're planning to play later in the order in which we're planning to play them. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here doing that without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet makes unique instrumental string arrangements, everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artwork that they already have on their website. And newly added today, we have Woe Duels, which is a peer-to-peer wagering platform that allows gamers to challenge each other for money. The sign up is free, and you get some of their currency just for signing up. If you don't want to put actual dollars into their system, they also have daily free tournaments and giveaways that they do on their site as well. And of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Hey, thanks for the tip, Dusk. I appreciate it. Head back on into the next match with this Esper Reanimator deck. Take my money to play my deck. Sounds fantastical. I'll get added to the deck queue after I'm all done today. What was that? That's our Hoaglandia commercial. We need to make some more of those. I was talking with some of my buddies at Gen Con, and I think we're gonna film some of our own really low quality Hoaglandia commercials in and around Bloomington. We've got a number of good ideas. I don't want to spoil them in advance, but they're all going to be superb. Did we just start Standard? No, we've been on Standard for a hot second. The second Modern deck we played this morning was a complete and total dumpster fire, so it ended very quickly. If you are one of my wonderful subs who's not into Magic Online in the morning and you'd like a notification on when we change to Standard each day, make sure you're in the subscriber Discord and have @everyone notifications enabled there. Myself and my wife are the only ones that can tag everyone in that server, so you're not going to get spammed by lots of random people by enabling that. All right, Thought Erasure. Think we're doing Search for Azcanta here. Because I don't have, like, Drakuseth, so, like, Agent of Treachery getting bounced, like, isn't a big deal. And I think I'm into that. Especially if they stumble on mana for a little bit more. We can concoct an Agent of Treachery into play here and get going. He says his opponent draws the land. Am I playing Modern early until rotation? So my whole schedule for some of my regulars is going to be moving up for the foreseeable future. So previously I had been streaming. Am I ditching both of these? I think I'm ditching both of these. Previously I had been streaming from approximately 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Cornfield time. Moving forward, I'm going to be streaming from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Cornfield time. Which, as always, you can find the schedule on my website of what I'm planning to play when. It's really unfortunate here that my opponent hit running lands. Because now we're at risk of getting big Teferi next turn. So we definitely want a Charter Course here, and we really want to draw Thought Erasure. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm just bidding the Agent of Treachery. And then this way, if they stick... Actually, if they stick Big Tef next turn, I just concoct the Agent back, right? So it's like not that big of a deal. You should put a clock in your backyard and put a camera on it so we can see actual cornfield time. That's funny. I actually tweeted a picture of my new backyard somewhat recently. It's literally just corn, and my backyard neighbors are literally corn. It's wonderful.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Oh, did you make that?
We need to move quickly.
You made that, you said? Is that what you said? I think you stuttered. I didn't catch that. Dear opponent, please don't veto me. Puppy! I think I'm in for all of these, actually. This order. Because I already played a land for the turn, so next turn I'll play this and draw this. And the following turn I'll do this. Yeah, that sounds good. Scry 3, keep them all on top. Oh, and I'm just gonna draw cards here, so that's fine. It really doesn't matter the order I put them in. Your neighbors with corn? I am Thunderwunk.
Time for a break.
So I guess with drawing this card in mind, I should have put the land on top so they couldn't discard this. We have to tuck the enemy Teferi. Why do I have to tuck the enemy Teferi? This can't bounce Planeswalkers. So to answer questions about Underlords, non-Magic games are not going to be built into my regular schedule anymore, unfortunately, because they're just not popular enough to justify me doing that. So, spending time streaming other games, unless Magic's at an exceptionally slow or low period, just doesn't make sense from a business perspective for me. I will say, I played some of the latest Underlords patch, and it did seem very reasonable. Last night, played a game. So, I might try and fit in some extra time for that, but my normal daytime schedule is gonna be all Magic.
Responsibility. Here goes nothing.
Alright, let's draw step Thought Erasure them here. Well, none of those are particularly good, so let's take your Mortify. Do we play Agent, steal land, and bounce Agent? Yes. I was thinking about just drawing a card anyways. That's definitely much better. Yeah, I'll ping on Discord when I go live with things.
I've got it.
So at this point, I kind of need to. The thing I need to worry about is command the Dreadhorde, which it looks like they drew. Because they moused over my graveyard and then theirs. That being said, they know I have this Agent of Treachery, so it's like, do they want to put their Planeswalkers into play here? Yeah, we might be just okay just, like, continuing the yoinkening, huh?
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Oh! They're gonna draw 3 cards here, right? Because they're gonna control 3 of my things? Because this, and this, yeah. Yeah, they get to draw 3 cards here.
I'll protect you. Hold that thought.
This is gonna be quite the slugfest. All right, so I think the plan here is play Agent. Do they draw Thought Erasure? Sure, I've got 2 agents. Also have a Bond of Revival. Get out of here. So Agent is going to take their Teferi, and then Teferi is going to tuck this agent back into my deck. I think is the plan. So I would like this. And then I would like to take this back into my deck. So now they don't have agent to draw extra cards with anymore. And like they can't attack. They can bounce this Helix, the hero of Dominaria, down.
Here we go.
But like, I feel like we're in an okay spot, especially with an agent in our hand and another agent coming up.
I know my responsibility. Time is much more malleable than people think.
We need draw step Thought Erasure again. All right, so we're not out of it just yet. We get to Thought Erasure them. And then we get to Teferi, put this Tomebound Lich back in my hand. And then I get to Agent attack their Teferi.
Slow this down. I've got time.
And then I get to play this Teferi and bounce my agent back to my hand.
I am not going to sit this one out. That's more like it.
I feel like we're in a circus right now. My opponent and I just like all of our cards are running in circles after each other, just like chasing each other's tails. You keep yoinking each other like this is gonna be a TOS violation. Yeah, Benny Hill theme intensifies, yep. I think I'm just casting this. This is game 1.
Here we go.
How are the chess clocks looking? Good question. They have 23 minutes. I have 25 minutes. God-Eternal Kefnet's not a terrible pickup here. I'm going to ignore this for now, I think. Ostin, thank you for the 13 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is it... I'm just going to play Kefnet. Although Kefnet, his reveal doesn't work while Little Teferi's out, which is a little unfortunate. We might just see another Kaya's Wrath here. Clean this out.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
I killed my streak. That's okay, Loam.
Meditate and prepare.
June's a tough month for people. A lot of people are doing other things in June. My Prime subs dropped off like 60% in June or something like that. 40 to somewhere between, I forget what the number was. And then 60's high. It's probably, I think it was 40, 45, somewhere in there. But that's normal based on what other streamers have told me.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
All right, so they're erasuring me during my draw step. I'm going to God-Eternal Kefnet, kill their Narset, and then I'm gonna Agent of Treachery, take their Hero of Dominaria. Thanks for the Prime support, Hammy. I appreciate it. Welcome back. That is my little Tef if I wanted to tuck it. That's not a bad idea. I think I like that plan, actually.
I must train harder.
Yeah, I like that plan. Let's grab this, put this into my deck.
I'm not ready for this quite yet.
This dies to an Othakaya, but like, my stuff was gonna die to an Othakaya anyways. Can I untap with this card? Nope. Would not be surprised to see Wrath happen here.
Really should have seen that coming.
Whose cards are these anyways? Yep. That's true. That's true. All the foil cards are ours. If they draw another Command the Dread Horde, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Ghosted, thank you for the 4 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know if this deck is good, but this deck has definitely generated what I would consider to be good games of Magic. No, I know Teferi's on top, Dauber. Well, I mean, all things considered, I think I'd rather Baby Tef eat a veto than Bond eat a veto.
Let's skip to the good part.
They're looking at our graveyard. Did they hit Command the Dread Horde? Feels like they hit Command the Dread Horde. Most! Thank you for the 14-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, smells like Dread Horde.
Longer. Stand by and watch.
Wait, did they get back my little Tef and their little Tef? Wait, are they dead now? Deathrite Shaman did nothing wrong. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. They're dead if they have nothing, right? I'm supposed to play around a removal spell here, right? I feel like I'm supposed to play around a removal spell here. Like this is my Teferi. I guess like I think I'm just supposed to do this.
Keep up the pace.
I'm scared, chat. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm scared.
We will meet again.
There is fear in this dojo. Esper does a lot of mean stuff. Yeah, they've played Mortify. I have 24 cards in my deck. They have 21. So you should always feel free to send in a deck list using the form on my website, Coast Left. The form on the site is how I dictate whether or not I'll play something. Could you please stop drawing ways to kill the Teferi the turn after I do it?
Only time will tell.
Flippin' Othakaya, man. This card is so offensive. Nah, it's not even this card, right? It's always this one. It's always this card. This card is the actual offensive card in Standard. I did loam, will do. Thanks for taking the time to do that.
That's more like it.
All right, I'm done. I'm done screwing around. Let's go. I should have just made him had it earlier. Should have just made him had it earlier. Shoot yourself for 3 to assert dominance. Hard pass. All right, we did it. Who's ready to lose 2 incredibly uninteresting games to Mana Screw? I know I am. We got our money's worth out of that one. It was a solid slog. Do I just cut all the Drakuseths in this matchup? I think I'm just supposed to cut all the Drakuseths, right? Some Tomebound Lich too, probably. Oh yeah, I probably want Negate. What do we think of that? Nah, I think Bond's great. I think bonding back Agent of Treachery over and over again is going to be really important here. Yeah, they hit a draw 3 with Agent there. Sure. I have 22 minutes and 50 seconds. They have 17 minutes and 50 seconds. So I am up by like 5 minutes on clock, which is normal. I played much faster than most people. This hand could be literally anything. Yep. Nobody knows. I'm going to bin the extra Charter Course here because it's pretty bad if they play a Narset next turn.
I know 88 ways to defeat. Keep an open mind.
We're still... The Narset's... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm known for my
I don't know that we have the threat diversity to beat Unmoored Ego.
Hone your prowess.
I don't know that our deck contains the necessary threat diversity to beat an Unmoored Ego. Nah, if they're smart, they're gonna name Agent of Treachery. Unmoored Ego doesn't take cards out of their hand because Unmoored Ego draws us a card if they name a card in our hand. So Unmoored Ego is always card disadvantage. So you're right, it does reduce our threat density, but it's not really ripping apart our hand because it's replacing this resource with a different resource. Yeah, Kefnet could give us a real shot here. He is a big boy.
No, I am not making this up.
Yeah, Negate is a good pickup, I agree. These are both great cards for them to not know that we have. Not really, Dauber. They have tons of things that get rid of it here. As long as Narset sits in play, we're just kind of fumbling around with nothing to do here.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality are lost. With thoughtfulness before action.
I'm actually gonna leave this land here. Nah, that was dumb. That was dumb because I'm gonna need to negate this Elder Spell next turn anyways. And I was thinking I wanted to be able to cast Kefnet while still holding Negate up, but they're probably gonna make me burn the Negate this turn anyways.
Trick for this.
Yeah, putting that land on top was wrong. Chart, of course, is not a card you want to cast while Narset's in play. Yeah, so if I would have bottomed this land, I'd be casting a Kefnet this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and concede. This match been going on for a long time. We messed up that sequence there. We have a bunch of dead cards because of the Narset. I'm gonna put a couple of threats back in here. Just diversify a small amount. I'm gonna cut a couple of these cards that are bad against Narset. Yep, seeing super reasonable. Gives us a chance to take an Ego or a 3-mana Planeswalker before it happens, or search for Azcanta potentially. Why did they leave all their sweepers in against us? Do they really have that few cards in their sideboard? Maybe they just think we're more creature dense than we actually are? These seem like weird inclusions to me, though. Discovery is a good pickup here. Gives us a good chance to hit our land drops next turn. You know what? I should probably... I mean, if they're sniping, they'd know not to have the Wraths in their deck.
Still have much to learn.
That's true. They did see my deck. Yeah, it seems like a weird card to keep in. I probably should have played Teferi and just drawn a card with it last turn, because I knew they had the Oath and could kill the Narset right away.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Is Drakuseth really worth it to run just to Reanimate? Well, if you haven't been watching the matches, I'd encourage you to go back and watch the games when they get posted to YouTube later tonight, or rewatch the Twitch VOD now, and draw your own conclusions.
Protect you.
Not actual card disadvantage. It is card disadvantage. You're spending a card to mill a card off the top of your deck. That's like the definition of card disadvantage. You're effectively just discarding a card. That's exciting. So I plus this so we can draw step Thought Erasure here. That one's got to go. So next turn we can grasp this and play Kefnet, which is great. And then actually, with 3 mana Teferi, we can use Chart on their turn and trigger Kefnet, which is hot.
I've got time. That's according to plan.
Although I assume Kefnet's about to eat a sweeper here. Maybe I'm supposed to wait. Nah, it probably doesn't matter. I guess when I get there, get churning through the cards in their hand and get back to my thing. Tuck him in. Having constant 4/5s in a matchup like this is pretty reasonable. Just gonna go ahead and cycle this, I think.
No, I am not making this up as I go. Trust me. You'll thank me later. I've got it.
Yeah, Chromium doesn't give you anywhere near the closing capacity that Drakuseth does. Drakuseth is the style of card. I feel like people asking a question like that haven't watched the other games that we played, and like you're just focusing on the fact that like a Chromium would be better than Drakuseth against another Esper deck. Just gonna let this happen because I can grasp it. I'll hold the Negate to protect the Kefnet.
You'll thank me later. You just let me know if you're up for round 2. Reverse.
So I'm just gonna keep letting these removal spells resolve. Because this is basically like a protect the last threat standing style matchup, and their deck has way more answers than it does threats in it. So I'd much rather hold my Negate to counter their threats and cards that generate card advantage, rather than trying to fight over 1-for-1 removal spells. I'd rather prevent their 2-for-1s rather than fight over their 1-for-1s.
Let's slow this down. That's more like it.
Agent's a good pickup. Yeah, exactly. Their removal spells, our threat keeps replenishing, so it's not like we're gonna run out of threat density with the way they're trying to grind out this Kefnet. Well, while their removal spells on Kefnets are technically 1-for-1s, so they'll probably Kaya's Wrath this, and then that'll give us a green light to Bond of Revival the Dragon into play and kill them into, potentially. What's up? Thank you for the 3 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, brick by glorious brick, chat. Magic's a low variance game. Better player always wins, etc., etc. Survey says. Oh man. Oh man.
I won't hide from the world any longer. Not so fast.
They topped with Thought Erasure. That's a good catch. Do I want to -3 my Teferi to... Do I want to get rid of my Teferi to cast God-Eternal this turn? I think I do. And yeah, I think I like the idea of being able to duress this turn. Oh, I know this is there. It makes it a little bit awkward, because, like, I'm not going to get to trigger this next turn guaranteed, and I'm not hitting the land for this. So now I need 2 bricks out of them. Otherwise, the hero of Dominaria gets to kind of take the game over. Drakuseth showing that it's a little bit of a liability here when we can't cast it in these matchups that go a little bit longer, especially when my opponent's able to like tuck it and bounce it and stuff with their Teferis. That being said, the 11 ball that we did to them was pretty reasonable because it does mean that like their Command the Dreadhordes that come off the top of the deck are much worse. They don't have that large health total to work with as a resource anymore. Come eat pizza. Thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday wherever you are.
Hold that thought.
Uh, 3-mana Teferi does not bounce Planeswalkers.
Mind and body, keep an open mind.
I'm gonna flex and reveal the Reveal Dragon. Alright, so I think I actually kill the Narset here. A new urban fantasy show. Does that mean like modern setting, but like magic and stuff? Yeah, so like Narset gives them more looks at removal for the Kefnet than Teferi does, which is a reason to get rid of her. Also, stealing the Teferi is better than stealing the Narset if I rip the 7th land for the Agent of Treachery, right?
No time for a break. Right on schedule.
That's unfortunate.
Might be a bad idea.
That's unfortunate. I timed you out because at a glance, your play didn't seem like it was a legal play. Upon further thought, your play worked because we plussed our Teferi, but then I let the timeout stick anyways because you didn't explain yourself and the devil's in the details.
Here goes nothing.
Less than 9 minutes remaining in your match timer. You will concede the match if it expires. I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone get that low on clock. I'm up 7.5 minutes right now. This has been a long game, but I'm also just up a lot of time on clock here. I want this one, please. All right, that's the thing. I guess I should have technically attacked this first.
Hurry.
It's a good draw. Yeah, Crafty Cut Burst. Crafty Cut Burst is fine. It's a good narrow hate card if you're into that sort of thing.
Keep up the pace.
Keep up the pace. This is the best. Steal your thing, bounce my thing, go. Smack you for 2 in the middle of it. Draw a card.
I train every day. Own your prowess.
J-Bags, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Oh, did you make this? I'm pretty sure I made this. Don't mind if it does. I don't know if this deck is good, but it's definitely great. And this is like kind of a low bar to hop across, but I feel like this is probably the best Reanimator deck that we've played. The small amount of controlling elements felt really good in this set. The Kaya's Wrath is just really good in a world with Nissa and other various creature decks running around. 3 mana Teferi is just a good card, and felt really powerful. The thing that really stood out to me in that last game is that we were able to grind through our opponent Command the Dread Hoarding twice in the first game of that last match, and that's really impressive. A lot of these mid-range and control decks, Command the Dread Horde is kind of the really big go over the top card that beats you. So being able to grind through that is something that I kind of look back and think, yeah, that seems like an axis that I'm interested in being able to fight on in this format. So if you're looking for a Reanimator type shell, this is the best one I've played for sure. I felt like, yeah, Agent of Treachery was really good. I felt like that set of matches did a good job of exemplifying why both Agent of Treachery and Drakuseth were a reasonable split. Like, Drakuseth was much better in some spots, and Agent of Treachery was much better in others. So, I might theoretically care about my rank this season, and we're close to Diamond, so I'm gonna switch the order of these next 2 decks that I have on today. And we're gonna do Naya Feather next, so hopefully Naya Feather can drag us into Diamond, because I think there's a good chance the Blue-White Forge deck is terrible and doesn't win many or any matches. So rather than slide us back down to the Plat 4 rank floor, I'm gonna go ahead and do Naya Feather next instead of last.